What's up, everybody? We are back. We had some technical difficulties right there. We are here with Coach Mike Whitlow of Certified Trainers. Okay, so back to where we were going. Let's pivot a little bit.
Okay.
So, how did you get started in this, my man?
Man, I got to take you all the way back to when I was a kid. I mean, former athlete. My dad was big into weight training.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the military,
Mm-hmm.
and so um, we were in his garage, and I was visiting him from the summer because I lived with my mother at the time, and that was when I was introduced to weight training. Little universal, old school universal gym setup he had in his garage. And I always thought he was a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got to actually see what he did to get that size. And so I'm sitting here as a kid watching this grown man work out. And I'm like, man, I fell in love with it. I was like, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so my father really turned me on to the weight training aspect of it. He also did a lot of running, a lot of distance running. Being in the military, you got to be able to run.
Right.
And so we worked out with him as 14, 15-year-old kids, me and my sister. And so ever since then, he just basically kind of taught me the ropes, the basics. And being an athlete, you had to learn how to lift anyway. So um, all through high school, junior high, and high school, participating in different sports. I was a football player, basketball, and baseball. And the competitive aspect of fitness training and athletic training, I just loved all the aspects of it. And it just really led into adulthood, when I got out of college and, just kind of trained on my own. I just kept going.
Mm-hmm.
It made it really turned into a lifestyle. And one day I was in the gym just working out by myself, and guy comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, can you help me with this exercise?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. I'll spot you," you know. And then while he was doing the exercise, I'm coaching him through the exercise. I'm not even really knowing what I'm doing. I'm just coaching him. And by the time we finished the movement, he's like, "Man, you could train. You know what you're doing." And I didn't really at the time. I just knew how to work out. Being able to work out and train, two different things. All right. So I kept it in my memory banks when he said that. And I was at Goals as a member, and I kept getting these people saying, "Man, can you help me with this movement? Can you help me with this, that?" And one day I just sat and thought about it. And I was like, "Man, you could do this. You enjoy it because I was in the gym all the time."
Mm-hmm.
And I started working with Gold's part time as a front desk associate. I didn't have my certification at the time because you had to be certified, and you got to be certified to work at any box gym. So started at front desk, bought the certification, ended up passing it, and then once I passed it, they said, "Hey, you can go ahead and get clients." And for me, it was just a good fit because all they had to do is give me complimentary sessions scheduled, and I closed. I think I probably had a 90% close rate. I closed pretty much everybody that they let me train them for that comp session. And it was just, I enjoyed it, man. I enjoyed it. And I've been doing sales. So I did tire sales. I was a account manager for a tire company. Didn't like it. Hated it. Blood pressure all the way up from the time I woke up checking emails to the time I went to bed. Didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it. Bad experience. Um, but finally got to where I was like, okay, this is really what I want to do. And once I started, I hadn't stopped. So went from basically working at Gold's. Um, a friend of mine turned me on to Anson, and met with him. Kind of got a gist of how he runs things, and he just basically lets us be our own boss, which is what I really was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
That freedom to be able to control my not only my dollars but my time. And that was back in 2020, 2020, 2021. It was around COVID, and been there ever since. So, been training soccer moms and just regular folks, and uh, started getting athletes wanting to learn how to lift.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of naturally kind of morphed into doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I always come to it is fitness isn't just pumping iron.
Mm.
It's a way of life. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. It's all sorts of things. And we always constantly try to preach to people that you don't need to be afraid. You don't have to stay the way you are. Like, if you don't like the way you look, make a change, because things aren't going to change unless something changes.
That's
And
exactly right.
like, I know too many people that are okay the way they are. And I mean, unfortunately, that is something that modern culture is like, yeah, hey, it's okay to be the way you are. If you have, diabetes and, all these diseases that are easily reversible and easily avoidable, it's okay. No, it's not. There are people out there that kind of like having you around. Your family, probably.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mom and
loved
dad,
ones.
they don't want you to die before them.
Right.
Like,
Right.
if you have kids, if you're not a horrible parent, probably them too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So society basically, especially Western society,
Mm-hmm.
we're big on comfort.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we really push comfort and 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 the pleasures in life, and the notion of putting yourself under unnecessary stress is just foreign to us,
Mm-hmm.
right? And having a fit lifestyle that involves getting uncomfortable. You know, uh, but I've always been taught in order to grow, you got to get out of your comfort zone. I got taught that pretty early in life, and so we never, as athletes especially, we lived in that uncomfortable space,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was nothing new to us. But for someone that's never experienced that, they're like, man, why would I want to put my body through that uncomfortableness, hurt, and soreness, all the things, right? But they don't look at the end result of doing that regularly.
Mm-hmm.
It's more benefit than it is anything else.
Yeah.
And so, we don't have the knowledge as to why you should train, why you should have a fit lifestyle, why you should have sensible nutrition, the benefits that come with that. We just know, you know what, I'm gonna come home from work, sit on my couch, grab a beer and some Cheetos, enjoy my night. And for some folks, that's just good enough. Um, but we've been taught that, and our job as trainers is to kind of break that stereotype of, man, no pain, no gain. I don't follow that. I want to teach you how to move. I want to teach you how to enjoy your life from an activity standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in a lot of cases, prolong your life. Like you said, a lot of these diseases can be turned, right? They can be cured, if you will. It's just a matter of changing some habits that you've basically developed along your life,
Mm-hmm.
along the way. And it involves getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
Every morning, whenever we come to the gym, I always say we're doing something hard so that the rest of the day seems easy.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever you get up early and before you even, get up for your job or anything, like, you're already doing the most difficult thing, which is what no one else is willing to do. You're willing to push yourself beyond your limit,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get out of that comfort zone, and then it's like, oh wait, why was I afraid of doing this? And everything feels so insignificant after. Like,
Easy.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like, just coming here, just coming here the first time is the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, say you don't know what to do. You didn't even know training existed. You just come to one of the folks here, and you're just like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. And then, like, for free, they're gonna be like, oh, hey, this is how you do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want more coaching, they're right there.
Right. Right.
It's just, I don't know. It's so difficult for me to understand, to just look into that aspect of why people don't want to do it. Like, I've never thought that way. I've always ran towards the hard thing,
Mm-hmm.
but when it got really hard, I eventually did quit. But then after I get the feeling of quitting and losing so much, I'm like, you know what? I want this more now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like kind of what's driven to me to do what I'm doing now. And everyone's saying, hey, don't do it. Hey, you suck at this. But I'm just like, you know what? I love the hate. You know?
Man. So when somebody tells you that you're bad at something and they don't really know how you do it in the way that you do it, misery loves company.
Yeah.
You know, and people love to just drag people down. It's called crabs in the barrel mentality. And if I paid attention to every person that told me I can't do something, then you get mired in that state of mediocrity because you've already been defeated in your mind. And so I just learned along the way, okay, maybe I'm not as good as I want to be. That's why you go through the process of improvement. You do it over and over and over again until you get better.
Yeah.
And as a trainer and coach, you're going to make mistakes along the way. You're going to fail along the way. But it's not really failure. It's learning. It's just gaining experience. So the next time you come across that same scenario, you know how to approach it to where it works in a different way than it did the last time you did it. And so there is no such thing as failure. There is no such thing as you suck. It's just maybe you're not as good as you need to be. But in order for you to get from point A to point Z, you got to go through all the steps of improvement. And so it is it's a humbling career. I've made plenty of mistakes along the way. I love the mistakes. I love the shortcomings because it keeps you humble, keeps you grounded. Because I know I don't know it. I don't know it all. But the journey is for me to continue to acquire knowledge and apply it to my clients to make them better. Because if they get better, that means I got better.
Yeah.
So
that's an outlook that not a whole lot of people have, because everyone's just like, it's got to be about the money, got to be about the money, got to be about the money. I mean, the money's great, but like, I'm not gonna say we don't want it, because we do.
Sure.
But I mean, if you truly love what you're doing, like, the money just is gonna come and it's gonna be enough, and that's all that matters.
Sure.
And like, I just love talking about athletes when it comes to it, because I mean, I used to be one myself. Was I any good? No. I used to be a wrestler. I wasn't any good. And you know what? I love doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And I was pushed, and like eventually I got hurt, and the coach was happy to get rid of me because I stunk. You know what? I've kept that mentality of like, hey, I want to be better, and I want to be uncomfortable, because I'm not gonna get better if I don't get uncomfortable. And me doing this interview series, me trying to talk with people, because you know what I hate most? Talking with people.
You way out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah.
And
nothing wrong with that, man.
And like, I just see someone like you and someone like Reed and the others that are around here. I'm just like, man, these guys, they know what they're doing, and I want to figure out what their secret is. Because like, is it a different personality? Is it a different mindset? Do they just have that charisma that I don't have? Like, I mean, I'm just a 6-foot pale white kid from Mississippi. Like, what do these guys have that I don't have?
You know the answer to that? Nothing.
Yeah.
We don't have anything that you don't have. I am a firm believer that we are all wired pretty much the same. It's just a matter of being able to tap into what you need to tap into to improve whatever it is that you choose to do. It involves failure. It involves making mistakes and falling on your face. Now, the difference between myself and somebody that doesn't last in the business is that they choose to get out when they fail the first time or second time or fifth time. I continue to fail, but I'm going to look back at, okay, why did I fail? So that the next time I go through this, I won't do that again. We choose to learn. I think that's the biggest difference. Either you're going to choose to learn from your mistakes and experiences, or you're going to allow those failures to deter you from pursuing whatever it is that you've been called to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't know what failure am I at? Like number 100 here. Yeah, like my family keeps saying, with the like there's a very, very, very small or a small line between perseverance and stupidity or something like that, and I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I am crazy, but I ain't willing to give up here. And I mean, it's just like I just love seeing the way that you train folks, man. It's like you do it in a different way, in a way that I want to be able to do, because the way like I've tried doing it Reed's way before,
Mm-hmm.
didn't really work out for me. And I mean, just a simple coaching mentality would work for so many people. And I want people to see that way from you.
Sure.
Because obviously, you got to push an athlete to realize their full potential.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're not going to get, like, because someone that is obsessed about the game is going to be a whole lot better than someone that has all the talent but isn't obsessed with the game.
Oh, they're easier to coach.
Yeah.
Way easier.
Someone that is obsessed about being the best out there is going to put in the work every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you know those people.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have those people.
Oh, I have a few. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I know you've seen plenty of people that have all the talent in the world, but they don't have that drive.
And typically, when you come across those types of athletes, they don't usually last with coaches anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They think they know it all. They don't need the help. So eventually, they just go away.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that really want the help, they really are hungry for what you're offering them. They're going to be here every day, and they're going to be here early, ready to work. Those two athletes that I had, they're only 12 years old.
Yeah.
Both of them hungry. They want what I have to offer.
I could see that in their eyes. They wanted it.
And so, yeah. So it's a weeding out process when you talk about athletes, and the same thing with just regular folks. Again, you just got to read the room. Now, I want to be able to offer whoever comes in those doors my services. And again, you got to be versatile in your approach. Like some people are one speed. Reed is one speed and one speed only, right? And that works for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's an acquired taste, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's perfectly fine. That works for him. He's going to get the type of clients that he's looking for that fits what he does. Me, on the other hand, I like to be more. I can adapt to whoever comes in the door. I like being able to be versatile. I like being able to be like, okay, I got to approach you just a little bit different, right? So I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to engage in conversation. It don't even have to be fitness related, but I need to get more information from you in order to know what kind of person you are. Mm-hmm. And then I can kind of formulate a plan on how to train you. I don't think anyone is beyond training. Everybody can do it. It's just you got to have somebody that's going to give you exactly what you need and meet you exactly where you are. Mm-hmm. And that is the key for me. Just being able to meet the client where they are, right? I'm not gonna give you sets and reps. That's anybody can do that. I want to know you. I want to know where you are in your journey, why you're doing this in the first place. Okay. And then once I can get that information, then I can help you. Is it easy? No. But it's highly possible.
Yeah.
I've had plenty of clients come through, and I've helped them. And the biggest thing for me, leaving a lasting impression on my clients, I want them to be able to say, Mike truly cared about me as a person. Not as a client, but as a person. Because behind every purpose, there's a deeper meaning as to why they're here. I've had clients break down and cry. I've had clients come in and tell me their deepest secrets and what's driven them to get to the gym, right? And because of that, because they trust me, you got to establish that trust.
Uh,
But yeah, I know I'm rambling here, but that's basically um, that's what I do. That's
yeah.
what I do. I am a little bit of a therapist. I'm not a practicing therapist, but my clients trust me so much that they come in here and they tell me a lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff I'm just like, man, I don't know if I want to hear that. But the trust factor is what is the benefit. They trust me. And they know that whatever they tell me is safe. It's safe and it stays with me. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good way to leave it at, my man.
All right. Sounds good.
Well, you heard it from the man, Coach Mike Whitlow of Certified Trainers. Bahia Fitness, guys. Check it out.